Well, we're on the spot, we're ready, and well, let's have a parade. Again. Yes, guys, IME Entertainment's ever so famous Big Balloon Parade. And it's sort of in a way an Easter edition, because we have a leader who's a rabbit on the loose. And we'll get to see more when the parade goes by. Oh, as floats reach by, we have famous characters along the way. Did you recognise any? Well, I hope you did. Because if you saw already, there's a shadow for a new balloon and a returnee coming up. Well, for our parade now, we're back to our original location of recording. And this time we have 18 giant character balloons, including 2 new ones, and lots of old favourites who we've seen before in the parade. So, as you saw in the beginning, here is our very first giant character balloon. A character who we haven't seen in the Big Balloon Parade since the January 2017 parade. And he's here with an all-new design, and that is Bugs Bunny, riding on a giant Big Balloon Parade star. Bugs is of course furnished by Warner Brothers, and he's wearing a blue tuxedo to celebrate the fact that he is the first giant character balloon in this month's parade. And not to mention that giant gold star and the carrot he's eating. But the star is tilted sideways, so be careful, Bugs, you might end up falling down. Heading into the parade now is the Toy Grotto. Well, basically, this float, it has a giant grotto with a man in a police uniform and a head and some toys, and he wants to try and sell those toys if he has any luck to. Here are novelty pumpkins moving by, and then here comes our Mr. Robot float complete with a pullback motor, and this time SpongeBob and Sandy Cheeks are on the float. Because whenever they do, it means a certain balloon is gonna be on the loose. Of course, furnished by Nickelodeon, it's SpongeBob SquarePants, wearing a giant hat and holding some balloons. Because even though he is a giant balloon, well, you can't go wrong with SpongeBob. He's been in the parade. Well, he's been in almost every single Big Balloon Parade, with the exception of a few, and he's got some of the most designs changes ever seen in the parade as well. Next, matching up to Ronald McDonald and whatnot. And you won't forget his awesome laughter, or the TV show he appears in, tentatively named SpongeBob SquarePants, that airs on Nickelodeon, and his 2 movies. And there's also going to be a new Nickelodeon movie coming up soon called Wonder Park, which is in cinemas now. And coming up in our parade for the very first time ever are some residents of the little town of Sylvania. Yes, they are Sylvanian Families characters, furnished by Epoch Inc. of Japan. Well, Sylvanian Families are little toys that look like these, and you put them in little dollhouses and sorts. So there's Freya Rabbit, the mascot, on the front, alongside 2 of her good pals. And here comes our official superhero balloon. Well, he always speaks in rhyme on his hit TV show that aired in the 60s. It is none other than Underdog, furnished by DreamWorks Classics. Alongside Bullwinkle, he was a long runner in the real Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, running from 1965 until 1984. And not forgetting with our version of Underdog, He's our first 3D flyer. What I mean by that is he actually flies like the real Bullwinkle. I mean underdog. Sorry, Bullwinkle. Nearby. Hope you weren't insulted by that. And of course his cape is 3D as well. So are his legs. And his ears. As per usual in the Big Balloon Parade, we have a Simpsons float furnished by the Walt Disney Company. And with the Simpsons are, well, the Simpsons. And furnished by DC Comics is the Batcar, another famous, typical float we always see in our parade. With good old Batman on the front. Waiting the next release of the next DC movie, Shazam, which is in cinemas now. Here's Artie the Pirate, a recreation of a pirate balloon from the 1947 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And he'll say, "Yar!" indeed, with an eye patch, a gold tooth and everything. Former Santa's Scout elves are on this float. Because since Santa doesn't appear in the parade now until, well, the festive season, we'll just have to see these characters on this float. It's supposed to represent a Weeble, but it doesn't look like one. And speaking of Weebles, here is our good old pal, the Weeble, furnished by Hasbro. So, as they say, Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Well, this Weeble won't. And he is certainly very wobbly indeed. He is one of our largest characters ever in the parade. That's saying something. He's a giant egg in the shape of a Weeble. How simplistic can you go? Indeed, so. Pepperoni's on this float, and he's certainly indeed skateboarding. Good job there. And now here comes a float with a farmer and Buzz Lightyear on there. A really weird idea of characters that you can think of. And that doesn't look like a vehicle to me. It looks like a piece of an old Bionicle. Oh well, at least there are some interesting floats anyway. Furnished by the Walt Disney Company, our three favourite Disney pals, Donald Duck, Minnie Mouse and Goofy, are replicated in these stunning balloonical forms. Indeed, and they can really spin and move. And of course, you can't have anything Disney without having a giant Disney themed balloon, and here is Mickey again. So, Mickey first appeared in our parade, well, let's just say in the very first Big Balloon Parade, and once again he's back. Well, he's always kept this design in our parade, but in the different kinds of forms. Like, here this is the largest Mickey we've ever had in our parade. Our balloons, floats or balloons just keep getting larger and larger. Every year they die, they try. Mickey, of course, is furnished by Disney. And he's different to how Mickey normally looks, with this awesome yellow shirt. coming up now is this skeletal horse. It's all rusted up, but at least it still moves. That's a good thing. And then here comes another favourite. It is our boat with a roof. It's a raft. If you don't find my jokes funny, then go away. And now, here comes our next character balloon and a couple of our females. This is Hello Kitty in a superhero-esque look. Hello Kitty represents our chibi-ness of the parade, which means that she's cute. And here, since she's furnished by Sanrio, she is so cute that, well, you can't think of anything else to say. Like me. Much like with everything else Sanrio does. Now here comes the boat, or plane. Yes, it's a plane, a big plane, one that we've seen in many parades many times, and two villains from ATOM Adventures are on there. One of them is brand new and it will be coming very, very soon. He's peg-legged, so he means he can't walk very well. Coming up now is another parade favourite, and he is going to be there for a bit of a chocolatey mix, and that is the Quick Bunny, furnished by Nestle's Nesquik. So here, Quick Bunny is dressed up as a band leader and represents the only band in the parade, and that's him. And he's one of our tallest ever flyers in the parade. Exactly, you need about the size of 10 minifigures to, well, try and reach out the size of him. Even then, he's even taller than, let's say, Snoopy or someone like that. Or Garfield. But even then, Quick Bunny, thanks for stopping by. Well, the wind is surely beating up a bit now. But that doesn't matter because there are some floats that are still there. Like this one, for example. Which is the Robloxian. Still there and still proud. And then there's Loco Loco, but this time he's removed his jetpack. And here is a bunch of 4 characters who are now all on one balloon. That is the, of course, the Once Upon Mattress crew, furnished by Jack 77. Princess Winifred, Prince Dauntless, the Jester and the Fiddle Player are all back once again. They're originally all novelties, but now they're here as actual character balloons, even though they're the same ones, just connected. And now coming up now is, yep, another float, and it's furnished by the Walt Disney Company. And that is the Star Wars float. Featuring all your favourite characters. And if you can see, they're all doing, well, all sorts. But who knows what it's really supposed to be, because I don't know, and neither should you. Sorry for the long pause, but the balloons and the floats just need to have a bit of, well, time to themselves because of the wind. And here's a character who, well, Rocky seems okay, but Bullwinkle J. Moose, well, He's not looking so good in this parade. And here we go, trying very hard to catch on with Bullwinkle in his Furnished by DreamWorks classics, just like with Underdog, his good old pal. Good job there, Bullwinkle, and thanks for stopping by. Well, following along now, past the toy soldier and the blue stars, is the gum float. It's a giant gum. What more could you ask for? And then here's a giant balloon in the shape of everyone's favourite big fat orange cat Garfield, furnished by Paws Incorporated. Garfield, alongside Detective Pikachu and Betty Boop, who will appear later on in the parade, have appeared for 7 parades now. And I don't think Garfield's going to be retiring anytime soon. Garfield's unbeatable. And everyone knows that he's going to always pass on the roast chicken or the roast beef and head straight for that pasta lasagna. In fact, he'd probably need at least 37,000 cans of lasagna if you were in minifigure form. Good old Fat Cat, and thanks for stopping by. And you too, Pookie. And here, promoting Avengers Endgame, is 4 on this float. Our only Marvel character in the parade. And here is the Gamer and a chicken guy with a criminal's outfit on. I don't know why. Don't ask. And don't ask why the camera is pointing to his pants. Oh well. Because here comes our next balloon. One of our largest. Maybe taller than the Quick Bunny, and that is Raggedy Ann. Yep, Raggedy Ann is back for another parade, and is furnished by McLeaven. So Raggedy Ann was the last character in the last parade, and this year she is not. And don't forget, she has that candy heart that expresses I love you on it, because she does love us indeed. If you can see here, we have Harold the policeman and Harold the fireman. And they're heading away to make sure the parade's being patrolled very well. And then here comes, oops, the float's fallen down. The wind must have knocked it down. But criminals from ATM Adventures are riding on this giant humble bot. It's dangerous, so you gotta be careful. Ooh. Looks dangerous to me. Well, the parade's heading on now. And we're on to our next character. Oh, here comes the Big Red Shoe with Captain Jack Sparrow and a monster on. Now here comes the Ronald McDonald balloon furnished by McDonald's. Ronald McDonald's been here for almost every single big balloon parade, making sure that you keep happy, stay healthy, and well, get active with Ronald McDonald. Look at his big red shoes. They're massive, if you'd ask me. Really massive indeed. You know, he's also the face of the non-profit Ronald McDonald House Charities, making sure that more children are happy and healthy. Here comes another good float, and that is the Powerpuff Girls float furnished by Cartoon Network, with Blossom, Bubbles and Buttercup riding on these replicas of all sorts of different vehicles that you can ride in. sometimes changes, so yeah. And now here comes a character who you want to say Pika at, and that is Pikachu, furnished by the Pokemon Company International in his Detective Pikachu form, because it's not long now until the Detective Pikachu movie comes to theatres. And sure enough, Pikachu looks mighty suspicious with a detective's hat on. So you've got to be careful. You don't want to make him mad. Otherwise he'll give you a thunderbolt. Now here comes the clone float. Once again the clones are all dancing along and being their usual self. And there's no Big Bird this time to follow them. This time we have Kermit the Frog. But something's wrong with Kermit today. He's a little bit lower to the ground, but it's still good to see him anyway. Furnished by the Walt Disney Company. Our favourite of all Muppets is here. With his green arms and not green with envy, and can make Miss Piggy feel jealous a bit. Here comes our good old pal Mario on this doorway float, and there he goes, it passes away. And then here comes Harold the baseball player, who for some reason has returned, but is a little bit further away from the others. But that's okay. We always enjoy seeing our favourite floats, balloons and characters anyway. What could be next? May you wonder. Oh yes, a certain Snow family along the way. Grid's on this, alongside a little kid and a popular cartoon character appearing for the second time in this design. And here it is, and here he is, heading forward. The laughter himself, Woody Woodpecker. Yep, Woody Woodpecker's here again, furnished by Universal City Studios. Holding away and making sure that his laughter is heard all across the world. And make sure that you continue watching Woody in his all-new cartoon shorts, currently on YouTube. Who will get a good laugh now, would you say? Here comes the skeletons and a Jedi fighter and Lord Mole. Yep, Lord Mole's back. What's up with him? Did he escape jail or something? I don't know. And then here comes another favourite float. It is Snoopy's doghouse, and this time favourite beagle Snoopy is standing on the float. Who knows, maybe he wanted to let's say stand on there for a change rather than sitting, because a giant wood stock's standing there instead. And here he is, Balloon Snoopy, ready for another good old time in the parade. Here he's once again blowing his truly old horn and wearing a hat, and is furnished by Peanuts Worldwide. And he's of course flying in the air, like he always is, in balloon form. But this time it seems like his horn has come off a little bit. Wow, 2 members of the police force are here, and they're ready to have some fun in their own segments, sometimes in ATOM adventures. And here's Percy the little penguin, who lost his home, but he's already home with us in the parade. And here comes a boop-boop-de-boop character who you always like to see. And she's also making her 7th parade. So she's one of our longest flyers ever. And that is Betty Boop, furnished by King Features Syndicate. And this is going to be a farewell parade. She's going to be retiring after this. She might make another appearance, but who knows. It was nice knowing her, and we like her, and we really do like her alongside her crescent moon. Boop-doop-be-doop, goodbye. Boop-doop-be-doop, goodbye, bye, 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 bye. Now here comes the grand finale to the parade. And the ATOM Adventures crew are here in their awesome rides. They look so cool in them. And now they're leading away to our brand new balloon. First time ever in the big balloon parade. So, we always like having our old favourites, but it's nice to introduce a new character to the parade for a change. And here is Babar King of the Elephants, furnished by Nelvana. So, he's on this giant big balloon parade. Hot air balloon. Sitting tight and making sure that he doesn't fall off. Who knows, I'd love to be in a basket, but being on a float is much, much better than that. And then here comes the end of the parade. And that happens to be our last float. And there we are. I'm standing there looking at the side of the screen, and now it's time to end it. Thank you very much for watching the parade, and we'll see you guys next month. Until then, happy Easter and goodbye.